Let's start by removing the original skid plate to fit the CrossPro one. We begin with an 8mm Allen key and a 15mm spanner to unscrew the bolts at the rear of the skid plate. Next, use a 6mm Allen key to loosen the front bolt securing the plate. Move to the other side to unscrew the remaining mounting points of the original plate. Now loosen the M10 bolt at the rear. Then use a T50 Torx key to loosen the other mounting point. We can now remove the original skid plate from the bike. Back on the left side of the bike, release the hose held by a clamp. After removing the original skid plate, we'll fit the stainless steel bracket number 172 to install the lower crash bar. Remove this bolt using a 10mm spanner. Use an M820 bolt to secure the rear section. At the front, use a 29/3 spacer and another identical bolt. Tighten both bolts with a 13mm spanner. Next, use a torque wrench to apply the correct torque of 21.2 Nm. Now, on the right-hand side of the bike, remove the original bolt using a 13mm socket wrench and fit the lower crash bar. Use an M10 1.5 60 bolt and position it with an 8mm Allen key. For the upper mounting point, use an M10 1.5 90 bolt just to hold the crash bar temporarily. You don't need to tighten it yet, as we'll remove it again later. Give a slight adjustment to the lower mounting with the wrench. Now we can move back to the left-hand side of the bike. Remove the bolt from the upper mounting and replace it with an M10 1.5 120 bolt. For the lower mounting, use an M8 20 bolt and a nut. Tighten both bolts and use an 8mm Allen key for the upper mounting. Now, with a torque wrench, tighten the upper section to 42 Nm and the lower to 21.2 Nm. We can now refit the skid plate using the bolts removed earlier. When securing the rear section, be careful not to scratch the exhaust header when lifting the skid plate. Fit the skid plate between the bike's mounting point and the upper crash bar. Remember to keep the original washer in place that was removed together with the original bike bolt at the start of the video. Now secure it again using the M10 90 bolt. Use an 8mm Allen key to adjust all the mounting points. Tighten the bolts to 42 Nm. Tighten the rear mounts using a 15mm spanner and an 8mm Allen key. Then adjust the joining bolts of the upper crash bar using a 5mm Allen key. Also, tighten the bolt located next to the joining bolts with a 10mm spanner. Tighten all three bolts to 8.7 Nm. Finally, reinstall the original skid plate bolt using a 6mm Allen key. And that concludes our installation process.